Maestro, the last concert of the season will be on June the 5th and 6th here in the HEB Performance Hall, and it's entitled Scheherazade and Peer Gynt. We're going to lead off with Daugherty's world premiere in this final concert. And I wanted you to just comment as we lead off in this last concert of the 75th year, your idea to introduce each of the concerts a la Max Reiter with world premieres. How did you come to that, and what?
I just thought, of course, it was obvious in our 75th season that we have to have an important commission project. Now you can invest into something and get somebody to write an hour-long symphony that is gigantic and massive and makes an impression. I think that's wonderful, but that's a one-off. I think I far more prefer this diversity that we cover with these 14 preludes. So many different styles, so many different personalities, and therefore also the audience can experience the richness and diversity of contemporary music nowadays.
What's been the reaction of the audiences that you know of, and orchestral members to these premieres?
I mean, quite frankly, very, very positive. And some of the pieces, I think, will become real repertoire pieces. I think there's also that we are missing short pieces in contemporary music that are efficient and effective and that we can always program. And I also wanted to contribute to the fact that there is no excuse not to program a short contemporary piece that will always fit in to the program. There's always an excuse to say, well, it's a 50-minute symphony and it requires so many extra players. Those pieces are harder to reschedule, but this is always something that fits in a program. And I think we have, at least, I would say that there is a good number of the pieces that we premiered so far that will survive in the repertoire. And actually, quite frankly, some of them I'm going to program again in the next seasons.
So tell us about this initial piece, this Daugherty Rio Grande piece. It's kind of cool.
Yeah,
it seems to take vistas, or not vistas, or places and write music to them.
Yeah, you know, it's
still underway.
It's still underway. I haven't seen the score yet, so well, it'll be here in time. We've premiered, actually. We've played, not premiered. His violin concerto, Fire and Blood. That is also it's written under the impression of the Diego Rivera wall painting in Detroit. So. Again, yeah, he's very much influenced by visual arts and the influence of visual arts, and so his music is very colorful and very effective, I think, and speaks very directly to the audience, and it's also quite enjoyable to play.
Well, next will be the Grieg 2 suites from Peer Gynt. Is it good? Is it apt to label them as the best of these 2 suites, the best of the 23 numbers that are in the full complete score?
No, yes and no. I mean, the full piece is 2 hours long, almost, or I mean, in 90 minutes. So you have to, if you program it, it is with an intermission. I mean, we all know that the play of Peer Gynt is very long. It's like it's normally a 5-6 hour play. So the incidental music that Peer Gynt wrote has quite some substance, and a lot of that is very folky and very different from the suites. So when he put the suites together, this is the digested version of them. I wouldn't necessarily say it's the best. Of course, it's gorgeous music, and it's probably Grieg's best-known music and one of the most beloved pieces in the repertoire of the 19th century. Interestingly enough, it's the same idea as the other piece in our program, the Scheherazade. It's the idea of voyage, the idea of far travel, and in order to come basically back home, find your own personality. I mean, the story of Peer Gynt is very, very complex and very, very, very interesting. What Scheherazade is telling us is along the same lines, I think, or similar, just from a very different culture.
Very different culture.
But they're
no
both
wife killing in.
But there's a lot of Arab dances in the the Peer Gynt, and he goes to these places. He is probably maybe has met Scheherazade and then comes back and tells the story about Rimsky-Korsakov in the second half.
Must be 5 or 6 hours because there's 1,001 stories there too as well.
Yeah.
Well, in the Borodin that will follow just before the Scheherazade, we had on the Met last year, Met Opera last year.
Prince Igor?
Had Prince Igor, and it was a re-completed score.
Yeah.
Was uncompleted at his death. I want to direct the audience who happens to see this to make sure they go to the YouTube and see the Bolshoi's rendition of these.
It's actually a very beautiful and wonderful score.
Wonderful score. Has to be kind of the luscious height of 19th century.
Russian grand opera.
Romantic music.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
the Polovtsian dances, I really, they are again very, very powerful and direct. So this is a celebration of orchestral colors of the 19th century.
Well, it's going to cap a fabulous concert of both Russian and Norwegian music on June the 5th and 6th here in the HEB Performance Hall. And Maestro, thank you for your time and congratulations on the completion of the Symphony's 75th year.
Thank you very much.